Hello people of the world, it's me, Jess. Welcome to my channel. So hi, welcome to my channel or back to my channel if you're new here. Literally, if this matters to you, it's 1:11 p.m. right this very minute when I turned on the camera. So hopefully this will be an auspicious reading for you. I hope that it is. I want to talk about a snapshot of you, like not just what's blocking you and like where you're at, but also what your skills are, what your talents are, what you're bolstering, what you're bringing to the table, and how all of it's kind of working together. I hope this is a very holistic reading for you. And this reading is 100% brought to you by my patrons because I just got this new deck thanks to them. And also I just did this soul focus reading for them yesterday. I do that every single month, and I honestly love doing that reading, and I feel like we always have really interesting things coming out, and so I wanted to bring that a little bit to my channel. If you guys are interested in supporting me, the best way to do that is on Patreon. For just $5 a month, you get 4 exclusive readings, pick a card readings over there for a much smaller group, and we vote actually on the topics for 2 of the 4 readings, and then the other ones are staples. And I know a lot of you guys want more spiritual readings from me, and you can definitely get that over there. We're a pretty cool group of people that are really dedicated to looking at ourselves, and that's what my favorite thing about Patreon is, honestly. So now that that is over, let's get into this reading. I have 3 piles: pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. I'll go ahead and put your picture up, and yeah, I'll see what your piles. Okay, pile number 1. This is absolutely beautiful, beautiful energy. I feel like this pile might be a little bit impatient, or like you've been undergoing a process. It's taken a long time. You're like, where are the fruits of my labor? This is actually the focus of what you're doing right now. And I just want to start this reading from that, because I'm actually already starting to feel a little rushed through it, to just like get to the heart of it. I feel like this pile is learning fermentation, process, patience, and a big part of what it is that you're learning is like gestation through the earth element. Okay, so now that I've said that, let's get into your energy here and your snapshot, your soul focus, where you are right now on a lot of different levels. Okay, so this is very interesting energy. I feel like you guys are really pulled back within yourselves. You know, like if those of you are like, you deal a lot with plants, you know, when you prune a plant, like the leaves of the plant, what it does is it actually shoots all the energy back into the roots of the plant so that the plant can revitalize itself and then continue to grow in a healthy way. Kind of like getting a haircut, you know? That's kind of what I'm seeing here. You guys are withdrawn in yourselves. Now, this actually makes a lot of sense on the backdrop of the world stage and what's going on right now. I feel like you and your soul, you're using this energy to the best of your abilities. Some of you guys might be movers and shakers. This could be a very uncomfortable period for you. This is actually the energy of a seed. This is what it looks like as a seedling. So you guys are actually doing a lot of reevaluating, and you might not even realize that it's going on, because I'm actually seeing that mirrored over here with the 7 of Pentacles with what you need to learn about yourself and why. You've got to, and we'll get back to this in a little bit, but with this 7 of Pentacles combined with this energy of like a seed and really turning in on yourself and doing a lot of reflection, I feel like this is all about patience. It's all about setting foundation and allowing things to grow at the pace that they need to grow at. Because with this Fool energy, maybe you guys like to jump ship if you're not seeing results like right away. The best things in life take a little bit of time. I've mentioned Liz Green's book a few times. Her book, Saturn, A New Look at an Old Devil, is absolutely a game changer for personal growth, but also anyone who resonates deeply with like astrology as part of your personal growth path. She talks in that book a lot about the earth element and how the earth element here, it is the densest of the elements. And so that you have a lot of spiritual teachers that are born under the mantle of earth, right? You have Buddha born under Taurus, Mother Mary under Virgo, and Jesus is attributed to Capricorn. And the reason being that you learn all the lessons of these other elements, the big test is whether or not you can take all those lessons and allow it to ferment and permeate the dense realm of earth and the material realm. That's what I feel like this group is actually doing. And whether or not you know it, you guys are getting, maybe you're having dreams or you're having some kind of insights from your past lives, like themes, the themes that you find yourself thinking about over and over again. These are themes from your past lives. You guys, this is a very spiritual adept pile. And you guys, this is an old soul pile. Let me just say that. So you are actually, with your light attribute being shapeshifter, beautiful. Skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness, ability to see the potential in everything. I'm literally getting like the sun shining down on a plant, like shining through these kind of different levels, trying to get to this dense level of the soil. You can even do this like with the ocean, you know, like it gets more and more opaque. That's what I'm getting is like you guys have this beautiful spiritual energy. You're being tested. Like I feel like a lot of spiritual stuff like comes really easy to this pile for the most part. So when you're stuck in a situation that you feel like you can't move, it's not a sign that you need to jive and juke and like switch your position. You have to like learn how to ground, double down, stick to it, and push through, and build. There's something here that you are learning how to be patient with yourself and allowing things to gestate. It's actually expanding. You might not see yourself as like a very earthy person, as like an earth sign type of person, somebody who's like pulling a plow, metaphorically speaking, in order to achieve something. But that's what you're here to learn, and that's what I heard in my head, like what the earth wants you to learn. You guys are friends of the earth as well. So some of you guys are very environmental and it's like you caretaking the earth. It's like you caretaking yourself. A lot of you guys are in female bodies and that is deeply tying you to the earth. You might be looking into, you might track your cycle with the moon and things like that. And that's actually helping you here as well. I'm noticing you have 2 2s here, which is the High Priestess. You are definitely in High Priestess energy. The High Priestess is the energy of gestation. Okay. And there's something here that's going to affect communication, values, and a group whenever it's ready to finally come out. This is a group that is very dynamic here. And you have a leadership quality, but I feel like for some of you, you might have some low self-esteem right now, to where like, again, you're just pulled back in on yourself and really you're looking at yourself in a kind of a different way. Now, we also have this engineer, is the shadow attribute that's coming out. So reliance on mechanistic solutions without regard for emotional consequences. And what I find interesting about this, is that over here, your blocks is actually the Page of Cups. So your emotions here are important. You guys might be pushers. You might push through the pain, which is a very admirable quality. I feel like it's actually gotten you really, really far in life. But the variables, your variables of your life, right? You can think of your life as a video game and like the settings of your life are changing and morphing all around you in order to get your soul to, because you guys, this is a shapeshifter pile. I mean, you can fit in any energy. You guys are energetic chameleons. You also might be social smoothers where you have a talent at making people around you feel comfortable and fitting in. This is a leader. This is a leadership pile. You guys are being asked to examine your emotions, and you are examining your emotions right now. That's actually what's gotten you guys a little bit pulled back here. Some of you are realizing that a big, bold personality that you put out to the world is actually an arm. It's actually a way that you are, what's this thing? Tai Chi, right? Like you are just elegantly moving energy out of your way. And it's actually a way that you're avoiding true connections, true intimacy, and that you're protecting yourself. So I feel like with this engineer card coming out as the shadow attribute of the snapshot of where you are currently is this reliance on mechanistic solutions without regard for emotional consequence, where you're not considering like, what you want. You know, like you guys are, I feel like, very dynamic people, and you have the ability to shapeshift and fit in anywhere. And so that's allowed you really trust. I feel like this is a pile that you make a lot of friends easily. Usually you guys might be really pulled back and seeing a different side of yourself here. And for some of you, that could be as a result of like a job situation. I want to say poverty mentality. I really don't like it when people say that word. It's just like a triggering word for me, I guess. But there could be just like a poverty mentality that you're starting to confront within yourself. With this beggar card, confronts empowerment at the level of physical survival, awakens the spiritual authority of humility, compassion, and self-esteem. There is something going on with your self-esteem here. And I feel like you guys, you might not actually, there is something going on with your self-esteem. And you guys might put on a good front to the world. You know, you might seem like you just have everything together, and you might seem really strong, but you don't necessarily feel super confident. I can see that with the King of Wands at the bottom here. So some of you guys are looking into maybe like entrepreneurship or something like that, but it's like, it's going to take time. Some of you do want to be entrepreneurs, and Spirit is saying absolutely. You have this fire charisma element, you have this shapeshifter element, but what it's trying to get you to focus on is this earth element as well. Again, with the Page of Cups, some of you guys, like, I feel like some of your funds might be suffering. But it's like you want to move on from that situation in some way or another. So, and I want to say the universe is supporting you in this. So let me just cover her up here. So we have the angel of the universe. You're being encouraged to expand your thinking. I feel like this is, with this shape-shifting energy, it's like, expand for this pile doesn't mean the same thing that it means for other people. Like, you guys are pretty expansive thinkers. It's like permeating the density of earth, you know, like this is a very open-minded pile. You're spiritual adepts, but it's like grounding it in, funneling it in, to this density of this earth element. And you also have Goddess of Awakening. I'm not offended by her boobies. I just don't know if I'm going to get in trouble. So Goddess of Awakening, this is a wondrous time of exploration, romance, and creativity. So, you guys, this is what I'm saying, is I'm actually getting a Four of Swords feel. It's like you're pulled back. You are in self-isolation for a lot of you. Maybe you're doing a lot of rest, but the themes that are coming up when you are in self-isolation, they're themes from your past life. A lot of you guys worked in behind the scenes in past lives. Like, you were content to just you were of service. You were possibly like scientists. You could have worked in, like, honestly, this is a pile that could have worked in monasteries, and things like that. And so now you want to actually get some recognition for your talents. And that's, I gotta say, pile number one, why you're here. We are entering the age of Aquarius. And so we have Aquarian leaders that are coming up. You guys have had a lot of Aquarius past lives where you worked for the good of humanity and you did it without reward. Now all of a sudden, it's saying that this is something that the universe is wanting you to learn about yourself, is that you can put in the time, you can start to build things, and you can decide for yourself what your values are, and you can work for reward. Because you guys, the Fool is an Aquarius card. You guys are Aquarian people. Aquarius is such a beautiful energy. They're humanitarians. It is the humanitarian of the zodiac. So, and you guys, you delight in the simple things as well. Some of you guys might actually have Taurus in your chart. A lot of the earth signs, while they like nice things, the nice things that an earth sign likes, they're like staples, you know? They like nice sweaters, you know, and shoes, like good solid shoes, and a nice good bedspread. You know, it's like the staples. They want like good staples. So yeah, I feel like you guys are just super open and trusting, and there's a part of you that like you really are good at checking your own ego. So it's saying like you can actually, some of you guys might actually, this might be the poverty mentality thing that I was getting at, where because you guys have had, I feel like this pile has had a lot of monastic past lives. You would know that because you have a propensity for that in your own life, where you do try to live kind of that way. You're allowed to like expand into this earthly realm and to meet your needs. You're allowed to thrive, right? And that's part of what I feel like you guys are looking at. You guys are good at putting your own emotions down in order to try and live up to some kind of potential. So your natural skills, first of all, that is one. You guys are really good at self-reflecting. You're good at taking the log out of your own eye, but I feel like that also overdone. I feel like that's what's contributing to like the low self-esteem over here, where you guys are overanalyzing yourselves. And it's no wonder you're attracted to my channel, because I feel like I do that as well. Yeah, so you guys, you take personal responsibility, maybe a little bit too much. So the skills that you have, you guys are just giving people. You are naturally abundant in spirit, I feel like, with the Nine of Cups coming out. And then we also have storyteller, the ability to experience and express life through stories and symbols. I do feel like this is a very expressive pile. You guys have a leadership quality. You bring people to you. This comes to you from your past lives. You have a very magnetic way about you. And I feel like a lot of you guys are super beautiful. And maybe you've had very interesting experiences. I feel like you fit in with a lot of different groups of people, and you're very independent. You guys are very contained, this pile is, and it's a beautiful energy to be around. So like your special talent, we have the Ten of Swords. You guys actually roll with the punches really well. I feel like this group, you guys have lived in some kind of conditions in past lives where you're survivors. You don't really need a lot of things in order to be happy or anything like that. You're good at overcoming sorrows and helping other people. Look, this with the mentor card, passing on wisdom and refining a student's character. You guys are givers. This pile, you are givers. And I feel like you're pulling back and like protecting your energy a little bit, because I feel like what your soul focus is like expanding your thinking to include yourself in the benevolence of this energy that you have. You have a very, very beautiful energy, but it's like you're always giving your energy away to other people. And so I feel like you're allowed to like build up your own value, to use your charisma, to build your wealth. Like the universe wants to make sure that you're taken care of, right? It's okay for you to build a solid foundation. And this time is coming to a close where you feel low self-esteem, where you're withdrawn in on yourself. I feel like you have a little bit further to go where you guys, maybe some of you are reading the book Attached, where we're looking at our attachment styles, because maybe you guys, this is an incredible healer energy. And a lot of times healers, because they're incredible self-soothers, which I'm seeing this, you guys are incredible self-soothers in this pile. They can become avoidant because people want you to fix them. And I feel like you have obliged and you've thought that that's like what you're here to do. And you are, but it's like, you're not just here to give and give and give. Like the universe wants to make sure your cup runneth over here with the Nine of Cups as well. So yeah, you guys are, I feel like you're good framers. Like you have a really positive outlook. You have a way of looking at life that really helps other people. Like sometimes like people will go through a bad situation and they'll have that negative mind up, but you'll be like, if you look at it this way, look at it not as this, look at it as your origin story, look at it as like, whatever. And it really actually helps people. The healing power of story, I feel like, is something our modern world doesn't really take. That's why divination can be so healing, is like, we're storytellers basically, right? Like we help people put things in perspective, in a different perspective. I feel like that's pretty much the biggest part of like what the healing mechanism is behind divination. But yeah, so you guys, I feel like you're always taking a leadership role, and it's okay for you to pull back and to rest and to rejuvenate yourself, just like that plant pruning this outside. So some of you guys, I feel like you have been undergoing this process where you're pulling back, or like that's what the universe wants for you to do. It's okay to pull back in your external world, because a lot of you guys might be volunteers. You're always volunteering your energy at the very least. Pile number 1. Being patient with yourself. Like I feel like yeah, this is a pile that's been leaned on heavily. So yeah, just being able to pull back and trust that everything's going to be okay, and that you're allowed to take care of yourself. It doesn't make you selfish. This is just like the King of Wands, right? And allowing people to help you, right? With the Three of Cups, this is your coven card. So where you're not bringing in codependent relationships, even in your friendships, where you feel like, you have to always be giving. Eckhart Tolle said something in an interview one time that I really took to heart, where he was like, if your identity is being a healer and being a giver, then your identity relies on people doing worse than you. And that is what's required in order for that to be more stable, right? This is 6 of Pentacles. That's a very stable relationship. And a lot of times it's initiated by the person who needs something from someone else. So I feel like you guys can find yourselves in 6 of Pentacles kinds of relationships. But the 6 of Pentacles, the giver always gives from like a place where they're comfortable. And so it's not that you can't help people, but I feel like the universe wants you to be around like equals, people who are filling your cup. and want to be your friend and see you. And because friendship is a different situation altogether than like someone's giving and someone's always receiving. Because I feel like you can feel a little bit depleted because of that. So I feel like the universe is asking you to come to a place where you're setting strong boundaries and you're just cutting things out of your life as a kindness to yourself. Like the kindness that you show other people and the healing that you show other people, you can show to yourself through this like pruning. And that way you have more balanced relationships. You guys might wonder why relationships don't work out. I really see someone who's pulled back from relationships. That can be romantic relationships. It can be, some of you guys are taking a social media break as well, like with Aquarius here, or it's recommended that you do just so you can purge and detox. Like pruning those leaves is actually going to shoot energy back down into your roots. So that you guys can do like your own healing here for yourself. But yeah, with the justice, I feel like this is all about equal give and take. That's what this is trying to get you to focus on, and paying attention to your emotions, because I feel like you guys are so strong. You guys are survivors. You know you can survive. You know you can self-soothe. It's actually your superpower here, and it's actually really, really wonderful and really great. You're so healing. Like pile number 1, you're so healing. I feel like this is almost all the cups that you've just like given to other people. And you guys have a lot of inner and hidden wisdom that you guys can give to people. Some of you guys might be Kritika here. Ashwins are definitely showing out. Maga, Mula. But realizing where you stand emotionally, it's probably scary to you, because I feel like some of you guys have built an identity around being a healer, but it's okay to not have that identity and to just be a person. And sometimes we are the givers and sometimes we're the receivers, because I feel like there are ways that you are coping with this that you're starting to become a little bit more aware of here. So your advice going forward is the 3 of Pentacles. Take your time. Look, I didn't even see this card. Those of you who have been on my channel, I kind of move like one thing at a time. And the 3 of Pentacles, look at this metaphor like of the skulls. This came out actually in the soul focus reading for my patrons yesterday, and I was really getting that our deaths are what make us, right? The death, the transformation, and we see that in nature with composting. That becomes the nutrients that gives rise to the new plants, the new shoots. Keep watering this, and water, right, deals with spirituality and emotion. Your emotion is intensely pulled into your spirituality. Some of you guys have had to be so strong for so long that you have tried and true ways where you kind of get around things. But you'll start to realize too, like I feel like you guys are getting to a really deep level of your path where you're starting to realize that actually there are certain things that like society tells us that good people do, right? That's very two-dimensional and actually is a way that you are spiritually bypassing your own healing. Because if you are always in the giving position, if you're always the healer, then it's easy to think, well, like I'm always in the giving position, so my karma's got to be great. Like I'm such a healer. I'm, like all this stuff. But but you'll start to realize like that's a way that you're bypassing your own healing, because the giver never really has to look at their own self. Right? And so that's why it's important to be both. That's why like therapists, right? They have to go to special therapists. It's recommended that they're in therapy too, so that they're not always in the giving position. You know what I'm saying? Like they can have somebody that's helping them process. So yeah, that's what I feel like. It's like take your time, be stable, and grow things slowly and from the ground up. And allow yourself to rest into this patience. You guys, I feel like you're movers and shakers because you've had to be. So the reason this is your advice is because you are grieving. You guys have emotions that you need to grieve. There are things that are pushed down in your psyches. Some of you guys are trauma whisperers. Jeff Brown says the trauma whisperers will whisper us all back to life, because you have been given this, and I was just saying this on the Soul Focus reading. I heard a quote yesterday that was, if there's meaning in life at all, there's meaning in suffering. And part of this group's suffering is to be an example, to be a beacon, because it's not the people who logically get it. It's the people who can do it, the people who can live it, and the people who can be it, that have that healing energy that really truly from the inside out change their vibration. And that's exactly the path that this pile is on. This is a formidable energy, pile number 1. You guys are formidable people. And this wouldn't be, you are pretty far along in your spiritual journey to have this much earth coming up. You guys are also starting a new cycle here with this fire energy, especially those of you who are Ashwins, and you have that Aries kind of coming through in your chart in one way or another. You are pulling in lessons from your past lives, and you're being asked to really ground it down into that longer earth element here. So yeah, the reason that the Three of Pentacles is you guys are focused on earth. This is the spiritual adept pile, and it's probably not feeling like it. You guys also don't be tempted by spiritual culture. There's also another phrase, happiness, the brand, is not happiness. Spirituality, the brand, is not spirituality. So don't be drawn in by an aesthetic of spirituality. So because that's people that want to have a spiritual identity. Spiritual people, like this is, you'll get tested. Like if you truly are on a spiritual path, you'll definitely be put in a position where you have to choose if you have a spiritual aesthetic or if you're actually going to do the spiritual work. And you guys might be losing your sense of a spiritual identity because you have to pull that energy back into the roots. Oh yeah, instead of the leaves, instead of the flowers. So people might not be seeing your spiritual flowers that you're actually used to, because I see that you've lived a lot of spiritual life in this life and in other lives. And so you might not be like spiritual signaling to people, you know, like as much as you usually do. You have to pull back, and you're really living your life from the inside out instead of the outside in. And that's okay. That's a part of the test. That's a part of the spiritual adept, what you need to do. And so don't be sucked in by the trappings, and don't dedicate your energy to maintaining the outward trappings. Pull it in, do the hard work. You're not going to regret it. There's, like I said, there's a healing that's going on for you right now, and it could actually be super subconscious. There is going to be growth. Look, we have the 2 and the 3 here. This is the energy of the shoot, right? This is the high priestess into the empress energy. There is something very beautiful. You guys are a tree, like a healing tree. And, you know, there's also the phrase, I'm just throwing out a bunch of spiritual phrases at you. You know, like they say, when you cut down a tree, you don't just cut down the tree, you kill everything that lives under that tree. That tree is its own microbiome that's providing shade and a certain microclimate under it. You guys are a tree that is going to sprout up, and there's going to be a certain microbiome that comes to life under you. And you are the trauma whisperers that are going to whisper people back awake, and you're going to give people hope through your actions and through your being. Some of you guys are actually this is going to be linked to a physical place that you are going to be an entrepreneur of, and you might go into this with friends, but these friends are going to be on your level. These people are going to be equally talented in other areas of spirituality. So it could be like, you know, a situation where you have a body worker and a therapist and you know, someone who does like rites of passage or something. You're all going to come together, and you're going to go into business together in order to do something. But that's what this balancing act is so important, because you are going to start attracting people to come to you. You guys are clearing out old energies, and for some of you guys, it is friends and souls that you've known in past lives that are no longer serving you, because this is a giant upgrade. It doesn't feel like it. This is the cocoon moment. Okay, this was big energy pile number 1. Thank you guys for doing the work. This is actually the group that is doing the hard work at the current time. So yeah, and don't forget that you guys have this pile. I don't know if I made it clear enough, but you have so many spiritual gifts. Like, you guys have had so many spiritual lives in monasteries. You've looked at this every which way, to the point where you're very self-contained in this life. And literally, like, when people, you know, that other phrase of like, you know, when people buried you, they didn't know you were a seed. Whatever issues that you have buried, because there's something buried deep in your subconscious psyche here. I don't know if it's some kind of abuse or trauma situation. And remember, trauma just means that you were confronted with something that you didn't have the energy to deal with. At the time, you didn't have the resources to deal with. This is actually going to blossom into something. You dealing with it is actually, it's going to blossom into something. Because it was a seed. And that seed, I feel like you guys are turning that into a tree of knowledge, a tree of life. So that's what I have for you guys, pile number 1. This was amazing energy. I wish you all the best on your journeys. Thank you guys for watching this video. And if it resonated, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Bye. Okay, so I might have to clarify some of this stuff, but I just want to go ahead and say kind of what I'm getting. So, you guys, this is a very, I feel like, intuitive pile. This is also a mover and a shaker. Some of you guys are starting businesses from home, or you're working out at home. There's a lot of activity in your home. There could be a lot of disagreements or fighting between you and another person as well. But I feel like there's a duality to pile number 2, and that's like what's really being highlighted here. You guys are in a very fertile place with your manifesting. I like this energy for manifesting, actually, because with this Cancer card, it's like you are swimming kind of in your emotions. You're definitely plugged in. You're tuned in. A lot of you guys are doing magic around your house. You're clearing out your spaces. You're lighting your candles. Your space is a really good place for you to take some kind of action from, right? Because this is kind of what you want to see is like this gestating energy. Cancer, the 4th house, this is called the seat of power. So a lot of you guys are actually pulled back and you're in this deep place of power. But this is a squaring energy in my mind. And also Mars debilitates in Cancer. So there's something where your actions are not as potent as they could be. And I feel like this is because you want to do everything like all at once, but you really need some kind of relaxation. And this is where the universe is wanting to meet you, because we have angel of relaxation and angel of finances. Definitely this group is building some kind of wealth and their place in the material world. Definitely like taking some kind of action for that. And you have a talent for that right now with this card, but we'll get back to that. But with this angel of relaxation, these cards I'm using for like where the universe is trying to meet you. Let go of desired outcomes and you will get what you want. And then angel of finances, honor and give thanks for the blessings you are about to receive. I feel like you guys are spinning your wheels a little bit when you've put in some kind of work, and really the universe is saying like, to trust and to let go. With this Midas energy, entrepreneurial or creative ability to turn anything to gold, delight in sharing life's riches. I just feel like for some of you guys, you feel like now is your time, now is your moment. There is a definite focus on money and value in this pile, for sure. But it's like conflicting, because I feel like Mars is an energy that does not like vanity at all. And then Cancer is actually the point in the soul's journey where it wants to start focusing on material things. So you guys could find yourself like caught between those two energies. Also with this Lover card as the shadow attribute, we have obsessive passion that harms others, self-destructive devotion. Mars is kind of a self energy, and Cancer is the energy of like the family and the home. So there's something about your own personal goals. I feel like you guys really want to push this through. We have Venus here. And so I actually like this energy because Mars conjunct Venus. A lot of times these people, they think, unless they have other, elements, they have an innate understanding that they deserve the things that they want, and they feel like they can take actions here. But I feel like it's interesting because I've heard KRS, he has an astrology channel. He describes Mars and Cancer energy as having a soldier in the kitchen. So, it's like there's a mismatch in this energy, but it's very interesting because this pile is a very spiritual pile. You have very deep insights and you have this passion for a journey of personal empowerment. This is your natural abilities. I love this 3 of Cups coming out as your natural abilities. This is amazing. You guys are, I feel like you're doing the most. I want to say you're doing too much. Like you can almost just pull back and allow, just allowing would do more for this energy, I feel like. And I feel like you guys have a passion for sharing, and there's a lot of value in whatever it is that you have to give with the 3 of Cups. You have definitely with these coming out as like your natural skills and your talents. The 3 of Cups, the 4 of Wands, you have a talent for bringing people together. Some of you guys are talented matchmakers. Like you just have an intuitive ability of like who should be together, like soulmate kind of energy. You might have had like hits about your friends where you're like, oh, I need to set these 2 people up. Why haven't I done that? Yeah. So, but you guys are, this is a great energy because it's like everybody, you want everybody to make it, it's like, this is the energy of, I hope we all win and I'm going to do the most. But what's interesting we have the same energies showing out in different parts of this, right? We have the Three of Cups showing up as your natural talent. This is friendship, community, spiritual ability, highly intuitive. This pile is highly intuitive. This is a sexual intuitive pile as well. Some of you guys, maybe you have had some sexual traumas, but you're highly tuned into your sexual partners emotionally. Like sex is a very emotional act for you. What you need to accept about yourself, like I feel like acceptance, like you just need to accept that you do have gifts and you don't have to work so hard. This might be a group that's been told time and time again that they need to earn love. They need to earn like basic stuff, like, you know, just basic things. This is a super motivated pile though, where like you are very passionate. But I feel like this self-destructive piece, it's hidden. It's like this spinning the wheels. It's like you're more marching towards something amazing and something good, you know, like Cancer energy. Like I said, the soldier in the kitchen, where it's like the soldier wants to soldier for good things, like feeding people and taking care of people and all that kind of things. But maybe it's not the best way to kind of go about it. We also have thief at the bottom. Sheds light on the potential wealth within you that can never be stolen. This pile is learning like about value with Venus and like this inherent value that cannot be stolen. Yes, Sagittarius, I love this. You guys are, I just feel like you've had people around you that made you compete to get basic like love. And you've learned a lot from that, but at the same time, like, I think it's hurt you. Okay, so we have this is coming out like what you need to learn about yourself with the Ace of Cups. These are fundamental cups cards, okay? The threes are always like the base of the suit, and then the aces are as well. Like they can just be the basic like foundation. You have a foundation in this cups energy. You absolutely do. You might have a lot of water in your chart. Where you are very intuitive, you have an innate understanding of spirituality, you really get it, you're a very loving person, and you have a lot to give to the world. And you want to give like, I'm hearing Gandhi, like, I am a soldier for peace. Like, you want a soldier out there for peace. Okay, so like, it's interesting because you guys are spiritual teachers. This pile is actually supposed to be a spiritual teacher, and you know that. I feel like you know that. Some of you guys want to make money in the spiritual arts, and you're built for it, and it's like you're ready to show up and do the work, but I feel like the universe is just telling you, like, actually you need to rest. You have, like, give thanks for the blessings that are coming in, because you've already done the work in the manifesting. A lot of people, when they talk about manifesting, it's like they talk about it like placing an order. If you place an order on Amazon, you don't keep placing the order on Amazon. Like, you rest and you relax and you wait for it to come to you. That's kind of what I feel like this energy that, and realizing that you yourself are deserving. Self-healing. Okay, and why is that what you need to accept? Because you're the Hierophant. I feel like you're the Hierophant. Some of you guys are struggling to accept that you have an innate intuition that you don't need to work for. You don't have to work for something here that you're trying to work for. It's going to happen for you. It's part of your destiny, or it's a thing you do, right? Like with this intuitive piece, like you're always questioning your intuition. And you're wondering if you're valuable. You guys, there's this this pile has like some low self-esteem, doesn't really trust themselves. So they're always like overworking themselves and burning out their energy. But it's like, learning how to plant, and be the Hierophant. This is a Taurus card, and the Hierophant answers to no one but God. And that's kind of what I feel like. It's just wanting you to relax into it. This is more of a being energy and less of a doing energy, and I feel like you're in conflict with that. This is a very intuitive pile, and it has to do with you tapping into it, and it has to do with a letting go and a release, and a just like relaxing into something and realizing that this is an innate gift that's yours, right? With this Thief card, it's the potential wealth that can never be stolen. And we see this down here with your advice with the Lover's card, Major Arcana coming out. We have the Hierophant and the Lover's card. This is actually a progression, 5 into 6 with the Hierophant. This is also Taurus into Gemini. So some of you guys are Mrgashira. There's something that you need to let go of. And I feel like this has to do with an early environment. There was a competitive early environment, lots of fighting, lots of arguing, maybe, and you felt like you had to compete and earn love. That's really, and that led to this shadow attribute being the lover, right? Of obsessive passion that harms others and self-destructive devotion. So yeah, I feel like you guys are working on becoming, honestly, the Hierophant. You guys have some kind of gift to give. Taurus is the sign. It's ruled by Venus here. which is just inherent value. Also, the Hierophant gets messages, and that's something you guys are getting messages, you're getting downloads, and you're learning how to trust that. With the Lovers, I'm getting actually the same thing. This is your masculine and feminine sides coming into balance. That's actually it. That's how I would describe it. Is like your masculine and feminine sides are not working together. They're working against each other. And it's almost like your masculine side is turning against your feminine side. Whenever you have Mars Moon conjunction, it can be very attractive. But like, I'm thinking synastry, but over time, like the Mars really starts to wear on the Moon, really starts to grade it. It like really, because your most strong fight part rubs up against your most sensitive part. And I feel like that's kind of what you have going on. This part of you that wants to rah push through things is actually criticizing a very sensitive part of you. This part of you that is very fluid, it really needs to like be in a bath and light some candles, and that's where the magic's going to happen. So this part of you, I feel like, needs to calm down. This also could be a person in your life, and you might notice that you actually, whenever you're with a person or the partner, especially if like you've had partners move in with you, you might notice that they disrupt your space. They disrupt your chi. Honestly, like, maybe they're like hypercritical of you, or like this intuition. Maybe they're telling you not to trust your intuition, or that's stupid, or whatever, you know? But yeah, so I feel like with the Lovers, and this card in the Rider-Waite deck, it's the masculine. Oh, look, he's looking to the feminine to see what action to take. That speaks to intuition to me, right? Like, that's what this active part, Mars's action, it's doing. That's the masculine. That masculine part of you needs to look to the feminine to take its marching orders and not go after it and disagree with it. You know what I mean? There's a trusting of your own intuition for your own self, and your own, like your own path forward. So down here we have your special talent. Like I said, bringing people together, helping people. You guys can help release people's, I wanted to say stuck-upness, or like their boundaries. I feel like you guys can get past people's boundaries. There's something about you that allows people to put down their guard and really trust you. You have the Goddess card. So the feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality. I feel like you guys are beautiful. That's actually, it serves your spiritual function. Oh yeah, look at this. Some of you guys have really nice boobies, like regardless of your gender. And I almost said that makes people want to talk to you. Maybe it does. I don't know. But yeah, with this, there's a nature to you that's very sensual, that's very loving. And you are like, there's an easy breezy energy, and you help people put down their defenses and want to celebrate life. And you bring people together, soulmates together, a tribe. You know, and this is, I can't tell you guys like how beautiful this energy is for your strengths and talents. This is a person who is grounded in their spirituality, honestly, like super grounded, who is in touch with their life mission, and who wants to meet it at all costs. But I feel like you're going after it a little ruthlessly, and it's actually hurting you, like yourself. Also, see, the masculine and the feminine have this big mountain, and that's also symbolized in the Lovers card in the Rider-Waite deck too. There's this giant mountain between the masculine and the feminine. So your passion for this journey of personal empowerment, I think, is actually this Lover card. Look, we have the Lovers. Remember, this is all like coming together. This is crazy. This obsessive passion for a journey of personal empowerment. Some of you guys have a fire sign on your midheaven, that 10th house cusp. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, you have that there. These are like, especially you have Aries up there, or like Saggy, like these are motivating people. They're like, come on, we can all do it, you know? And I feel like for you, maybe that puts, I feel like for you, it's hurting you to have you do that to you. Do you know what I mean? Okay, so what is blocking you and holding you back is actually this Mars energy with the Knight of Wands, this in and out, this like stop, go, this really intense energy. It's putting you on the defense with the Knight of Wands. And there is something that you are compromising here, and I actually do feel like it is your relaxation and your intuition. You guys, there's an abundance, this masculine energy inside of you, I feel like it's highly developed. Okay, it's almost like a muscle. You over-strengthened one muscle. You know, like you're supposed to work out your biceps and your triceps, and like keep those muscle groups like very even. It's like, I It's almost like you were overworked one and it's pulling too far. So I feel like the masculine energy here is almost overdeveloped, this like doing, go, go, go kind of an energy where it's like it's telling you that your intuition is spot on and the universe is telling you to relax into that. If you guys are worried about money at all as well, you are being supported. Angel of Finances, honor and give thanks to the blessings you are about to receive. You are about to get a lot of money. You are about to get a lot of value in your life. And that's allowing you to grow and blossom as a person. I feel like for some of you guys, you're going to put this to use in some kind of... Look, we have Aries and Sag. And I was just saying, like, you guys have that on the midheaven. That's how people perceive you. Is like a motivator, a motivational coach. This pile is definitely a motivational coach. But this, and I feel like you're going to put your finances into growing yourself spiritually, intellectually, philosophically, and that's where you're going to find your values as well. And then some of you guys, like, yeah, just, I feel like some of you guys should take baths and embracing this water element. I feel like water, drinking a lot of water and taking like a salt bath or something, it's going to help you get in touch with that water side of you. Maybe you guys want to actually, with Cancer here, you want to put some water out under the full moon in a glass container. You want to dump a little bit of that in your baths to kind of get that moon energy, honoring this moon energy in you, and not like, it's almost like an immune system response where there's an overemphasis on the doing, the masculine, and not on the feminine. So let me actually, I want to clarify just a couple of things here. I feel like this pile is beautiful. Like beautiful people inside and out. Okay. So, listen, there's people are trying to compete with you as well. This is not, I feel like you guys have internalized this like over some time. Some of you guys might have Critica in your chart where people do kind of talk about you. Could have heavy moon. Now listen. Some of you guys have Mars in your chart. Now, Mars ruled people, especially Dhanishta, the height of Mars, a lot of times they get a lot of criticism for their bodies. They have very beautiful bodies. They're putting their bodies out there in some way, and they're getting a lot of criticism. This pile, you guys can make money in your sleep at this time in your life. There's something you've been working on that it's just naturally kind of coming to fruition here. You guys are about, I feel like this pile is about to come into some money, and maybe you haven't had that before because... And it's like, how do I describe this? It's like a feedback loop where the money that you're going to get or like the wealth that you're going to get, you're investing it in yourself. Like you're going to reinvest it in yourself. Now, I feel like this group has been the subject of a lot of harsh criticism for your loving nature. There are certain aspects in the zodiac, and I'm not prepared to rattle them off. I know I have 3 of them in my own chart, but where it's like you're sweet as pie and you just get shit on for it. And that's kind of the energy that I feel like you're in, where people want to compete with you. They look at it as a threat because you're so stable in your femininity. This pile is actually, I know that I say that and I'm saying you're out of balance with this masculine energy. I feel like actually that's what's foreign, is like you've internalized that criticism that you've experienced early on because you were in such a fight or flight mode early on in childhood. People have always just been picking at you. But you have a very sweet, sensitive soul. Now you have grown and blossomed into the Empress, or you're getting ready to. I mean, look at this energy, you guys. All this cups. This is divine feminine energy. That's what's trying to emerge. But I feel like it's like the rose, the thorn attacking the rose, the masculine attacking the feminine that it's there to protect. And I feel like it happened externally, and now it's happening internally to you. Because that voice has like somehow gotten into you. I feel like also this pile is hot. Regardless of your gender, you're beautiful. It causes people to be jealous. It causes people to hate on you. But you have to understand that's on them. They're jealous. That's not on you. Because you're also a sweetie. This pile is a sweetie and abundant in a lot of ways. And you have a lot to give. And people are just not being nice to you for that. So we have femme fatale here, highlights the erotic energy of the feminine. You guys have a lot of like highlighting the energy of the feminine. I feel like this pile is super feminine. And if you don't know that about yourself, it's because people have picked up on it in you and they don't want you to know, and they've been keeping you down. And I don't like to say that, but I do feel that that's what's kind of gone on here. That's what I feel like is going on here. Some of you guys might have ugly duckling syndrome too, where like you didn't feel very pretty early on in your life, but you've grown into yourself. And because you grew into yourself a little late, you've blossomed in more ways than one, all at one time. And it's hard for you to deal with. Opens your heart when your dependency is rejected. I feel like a lot of you guys have felt rejected by people, but it's like you're learning to rely on yourself. You're taking your wealth into your own hands. And that's might be why you guys are so driving yourselves so hard to succeed. Some people, I'm really getting this shadow attribute. I feel like some people have used humor to wound you rather than to liberate you, and they denied your emotional truth. And they oh my gosh, I'm about to get upset. I feel like they have all like plagiarized or altered who you are. Like people have gossiped about you, but they've tweaked it. They've tweaked who you are in order to make you seem not like the empress that you are. And that has put you in this place where you have this obsessive passion, but I feel like it's to get yourself out and to protect yourself in some way. And with this hangman, I feel like there's certain aspects that you just put away. Like this is the 12th house, the attic. And you've stored it away in the attic, and it's kind of coming back out as you start to gain success. Because some of you, like, that's what I get is like, you guys might be in a competitive field and people are threatened by you and they're just trying to keep you down, and it's not right. And you know what? I want you to know, and the universe wants you to know, you have all of the ingredients here to be successful. And like the universe wants to bring in this intuition. You can just connect to the universe, and that's what's going to help bring you out of this. Karmic justice will be served. They are making their own beds. You needn't worry yourself about it. Look, she's resting. The universe really wants you to rest in knowing that you are the empress. You are abundant. You don't have to defend yourself. Okay, the Ace of Pentacles is my boundaries card. It is like very protective of a card. You are value itself, okay? And the people who hunt you are going to be confused about how to come at you because your energy is so pure. That's like all you have to do. But try not to hurt your own heart here. Okay, let's see. So what's blocking you is this Knight of Wands energy. Some of you guys also, you've been dealing with like player energy where people, they like commodify you. Some of you guys you have a Mars ruled nakshatra in your chart, which is Mrgashira, Chitra, or Dhanishta. People try to commodify your body especially, and they don't see like you're a very sensitive, sweet person on the inside. But you know that, and you guys are growing, and you're like the only person who, I feel like you guys are so smart and capable, you've grown into that at this point in your life, that the only person that has the power to hurt you is yourself. And that is the next point in your spiritual journey, because I feel like these external voices have become internalized, and that's like really what you are working to overcome here. You guys are nearing the cycle though, because look, you have the 9 of Wands, and I feel like with this Mars energy, you guys are getting so close to nearing the cycle and shoring this up for yourself. What else, Spirit? We also have the Goddess of Nature at the bottom here. You reap what you sow. Your dream is coming to fruition. A lot of you guys, your dream is coming to fruition. You're going to get a lot of money. And this is like what's coming to you. We have the Goddess of Justice. What seems an injustice is actually a blessing. You guys have been treated badly, but it's turned you to build your own self, to have trust in your own self, to build your own individuality. Wow. Individuality. And you can rest. Like, you can rest. You guys have built yourself from this. And the time has come for you to heal. So let's see. Anything else that you have for pile number 2? This is amazing. You guys are amazing people. And I feel like you do need someone to tell you that, because other people have looked at your amazingness and was like, oh, wow, she must think, or he must think that they're just all that. Well, you don't. You are great. Yeah, I feel like There's a big healing and a release that's happening. There is something that you can't see about the way that you're defending yourself. And I feel like it might be this negative voice that plays in the back of your head it's driving you. It's like really driving you hard at the place where you're most vulnerable. And it's time to transform. Crows are a huge emblem of transformation. You are getting, like, the universe is trying to kind of let you know that it's time to release this. It's time to release this old devil here. Come back down the mountain and earn your money. As Beyonce said, best revenge is your paper. Yeah, you guys are moving on to a brighter day. And I feel like you had love for these people, and you're getting your own healing, your own success, and a lot of that has to do with your career and your monetary success, okay? I just want to clarify the Ace of Cups. This is apparently going to be a long reading. I love these spiritual ones, though, because I get really into it, and I love the messages that come through. I feel like it's super potent. Yeah, the Nine of Pentacles, I feel like you guys are getting a container finally for this watery energy. That's probably what was missing. You had all this watery energy without a lot of the earth around it, but that's something like you're building. You're building that for yourself. So I feel like you accepting that you have this really soft, intuitive side, because it might honestly shock you. You might not have known that because people have intentionally tried to get you not to see that part of yourself. Then I feel like some of you guys are building an intuitive business. It's coming very naturally to you. It was always going to come to you. You have a strong talent for this. And you might be getting rid of some of this negative energy in your life, honestly, in order to find your own peace, in order to honor this part of you that's very intuitive and that's honestly sensitive and has a lot to give to the world, because it needs structure and protection in order to be able to do that. So that's what I have for you guys, pile number 2. If that resonated, please let me know in the comments. Also, I don't know if I mentioned this, but your advice is to choose your community, choose the people that you have around you, choose the people that can see you, and then encourage this harmonious balancing of the masculine and feminine inside of you, because that's what's going to bring you to your ultimate success. Communication is key here. Your external communication. You guys are like sponges with all this very empathic energy. You are picking up the vibes of the people around you, and it influences your self-talk. You guys might not have even realized to the extent that you are sponges and you just pick up the energy of the space, but you really, really do. And you might be making excuses for these people, and you're not giving yourself the same courtesy. And where you're explaining away you can explain everybody's behavior, but you don't do it for yourself. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I feel like it's just transforming this masculine energy to work with the divine feminine energy within you as a unit in order to get your own success. This pile is destined for financial success, some kind of success in front of people. But you need to rest, rejuvenate, relax in order to be able to do that. And you're not giving yourself permission to do that, but the universe is trying to give you permission to do that. So that's that. All right. Thank you guys. Pile number 2. If it resonated, please let me know in the comments. Also, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Bye, guys. Of all, you guys might have a fire sign moon, Leo moon. You could have Saggy moon, or you could have Jupiter moon contacts, which is, in my opinion, the alpha placement. And I mean alpha as in benevolent leadership, someone who's very caring. Alphas always have the highest cortisol levels, and that's because they care a lot. This is a leadership pile. I mean, you have God coming out as your light attribute, benevolence and compassion, recognizing the eternal force within yourself and others. Now with the Fool card, we have using humor to wound rather than liberate, and denial of your emotional truth. So some of you guys might be denying your own emotional truth right now, and you could be just kind of trying to poke fun at like these emotional changes that you guys are having, especially in terms of like a relationship or a romantic partner, especially if the people that you are attracted to are more like of divine masculine kind of energy. I feel like there could be a person or a boss or a leader. It's really actually affecting your own emotions. Now, you guys are alphas, you're natural leaders, you're natural alphas. By the way, you can really see this. This will create a broadness in the chest. It could be like broad shoulders or, large breasticles, something like that. So that's where you can kind of see this showing up in a physical trait. Just as you're navigating the world, side note, you guys, it can actually put you in a real bad mood when you feel like people are being burdened, and especially you, like where you're feeling like you're being put down in a situation, but you're trying to have grace and benevolence and laugh off your situation. But there could be a situation with like a patriarchal kind of figure in your life that is, whether this is a partner, whether this is a boss, whether this is your own shine, it's actually causing you some kind of emotional turmoil within. But you're trying to maintain some kind of strength. You guys are pulling in a ton of Sun-Saturn energy. Sun and Saturn have an interesting relationship, but they are natural counterparts in the zodiac. So that's something that's very interesting to me as well, if you have strong Sun or Saturn placements in your chart. There could be a conflict that is going on because your angels over here, you have God of conflict resolution. You're being encouraged to walk away from a current conflict. And then you also have the God of the underworld. Something which no longer serves you is about to end. Some of you guys have been in a cycle about not getting enough recognition, things like that. And that's something that actually you need to understand. Trouble doesn't last always. You're no longer the same person that you were. In some respect, a lot of you guys have been really, really struggling. And this is actually what's blocking you is the 10 of Wands. But just know you have a 10 here. You're at the end of a cycle with some kind of struggle that is going on. The reason it's holding you back, again, it's because of this leadership energy. Some of you guys are leaders and you're not having an opportunity to step up in, like, you're natural leaders. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes, I'm just going to speak bluntly, so forgive me. Sometimes you get a beta in a leadership position, and because they're not natural leaders, they come from this lack mentality, and people pick up on that natural leadership energy, and they try to push down, like, the natural leaders. And so that's kind of what I feel like could be happening with you, and it is actually taking an effect on your psyche. You're trying to kind of laugh it off. You're definitely putting on a strong face for people, but it is causing you a lot of emotional turmoil. With this God of conflict resolution and you being encouraged to walk away from a current conflict, I feel like the cycle is actually going to wrap up for you with the God of the underworld. And like I said, we have this 10 coming up here, and you have Jupiter at the bottom of the deck, which is going to lessen any negative effects that come through. I feel like this person's not necessarily malintentioned. It's just not a match, right? Getting that Jupiter and Venus are the benefics of the zodiac. They don't get along with each other though. So, yeah, and there is a group involved in gossip and, you're in two minds about this, I feel like. And I do feel that you're struggling to communicate your emotions in a way, like to leadership or to some kind of leadership figure in a way that, that's going to get your point across. I just feel like it's apples and oranges. They don't really, apples and oranges mix, but it's just, you get what I'm saying. It's like oil and water. They don't really mix. Now we do have visionary down here. Capacity to envision what is not yet conceivable to others. Willingness to proclaim a vision without regard for personal gain. This is what I'm getting is you guys have this natural leadership ability where you're natural alphas, regardless of your gender, there's male and female alphas where like you are very kind and giving and gregarious and you want people to do well around you. You judge your own success by how well other people are doing around you. And, they're not, I feel like you have a lot of ideas, like you're really smart. And you would, I don't know, it's almost like Scar taking over Pride Rock is kind of what I'm getting. In your current situation, it's causing you a lot of burden, but I feel like you feel that your light has to be dimmed because of this situation. Also, I feel like some of you guys aren't making as much money as you feel like you deserve. Like, I don't know, I feel like you guys are a quality person and you're trying to stuff yourself into a shoe that's too small. But you are really talented at releasing things that no longer serve you with the World card here. This is just some natural ability that you have, que sera. I do feel like Saturn has a funny, this is the energy of Saturn. Like I said, like Saturn has a really funny energy to it where it can use like a very dry humor, which we have up here. Like it can just to like let things roll off its back a little bit. And you're really good at that. And you're good at this mother energy, nurturance, patience, unconditional love, joy, and giving birth to life. Some of you guys, I feel like you have Shravana in your chart. Like you're very talented at listening and at actually embodying this deep spirituality, this loving, compassionate nature in a leadership style. Some of you guys, you feel destined for the spotlight and you crave that with this Leo moon. You do crave it. And it doesn't make you a bad person. You would use that leadership for good. And so the thing that you need to accept about yourself, though, is this Tower, right? This is the energy of Mars. I do feel like there's conflict here. And it's asking you to accept that there is something about you that's forever changed because of this situation. Like I'm getting a scar, emotional scar or otherwise. Like you have to let go of the dream. Some of you guys are just, this is never going to work out for you because it's not bad. Like you see the goodness in this environment or in this person or something like that. But it's like there's something that just needs to be let go of and for you to envision something else. A lot of the Leo energy for the latter half of this year has been, they haven't been getting the opportunities that they've deserved. They've been getting overlooked for things. I feel like the messaging for Leos has been in like the collective readings has been like it's trying to shift you to a more independent path. That's honestly what I'm getting with the Magician. You guys do have some kind of skill set, and there is a strong energy of communication, benevolent, compassionate, loving communication. Leo is the higher self. The fifth house, ruled by Leo, is the higher self of the third house, ruled by Gemini, which is the communicator of the zodiac. You communicate with your whole body. And I just can't help, like, you have the moon and the mother here twice. So you could have earth sign energy in your chart. The moon rules nakshatras in the middle of the earth signs. So there's something quite stable and fixed about you, and very spiritual. This is like a very Zeus kind of an energy. And you might want to throw your thunderbolt at someone, but it's almost like a big dog versus a little dog, you know, like there's somebody who's maybe like kind of yippy and they think that they're being tough because they're like playing the big barky, you know, just trying to start or instigate things or like, and they have to be loud about that energy. Whereas like you just embody it. You don't need that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I hope I'm making sense. Anyways, these are like, you have all major arcana over here. You have a lot of major arcana. So I do feel like this has been a big cycle for you. And it's been to do with your recognition and leadership and having that kind of, I feel like, go underground is what I want to say. I do feel like you've been building up your resiliency and you are letting go of like this cycle here. So your special talent, you have the Queen of Wands. This is leadership, nurturing leadership, loving leadership, compassionate, charismatic leadership, not even trying. People are actually super drawn to you. If this is resonating with you, where you're in like an environment where you're not given a proper leadership role, you're still fulfilling that need, right? Freeing yourself and others from destructive impulses. You guys are leaders in the best way. Like you confront things as they need to, but you confront them with benevolence and compassion. You guys are meant to be in the spotlight and in some kind of leadership role. You're built for it. And the universe wants to get you there. And that's kind of, there's a huge cycle ending for you. I feel like a lot of you guys have strong Leo in your chart. I just kind of can't help but think that, or a strong Jupiter. And the reason, your advice is to wait this out because there's a shift coming. Because there's a death. Something is about to turn over for you and you're going to have movement. You're wrapping up a cycle, a big cycle, and you're good at it too. You're good at birthing new opportunities for yourself and drawing that in almost in a way where it's like you don't even necessarily ask for it, but you make moves behind the scenes, or you're good at planting little things through your actions and your behaviors. It's actually quite profound. And Oh my gosh, visionary and seeker. You guys are very spiritual, and I feel like you guys have had a lot of experiences that are just not being appreciated where you're at. I hate this. um, but the good news is like you are forever changed because of this. This isn't going to work out. You and this person, you and this company, you and this situation, it's just not going to work out. And it doesn't have to be because somebody's a bad person. It's just not a good fit for you. You're going to suffocate there. Your energy is. Your fire is going to suffocate. Because I feel like you guys want to be somewhere where you can build something. You guys are going to manifest that. So it's like you have to accept that this isn't going to work out. The fairy tale is over. You have to know that very consciously here in order to build something new, in order to pull something else in that values your skills. This is a multifaceted pile. Like you guys have a lot of skills and you want them to be seen and appreciated. You guys have a deep need for appreciation. And I just feel like it hasn't necessarily been happening for you. So yeah, your advice is this is heavy energy of like, hold on, sister. It is going to change. It is going to change. And I feel like it's felt like it's been dragging on, but when it does change, it's going to forever be different. And that's something that you need to understand too, is like there's something about you that's forever going to be different. Also, the Fool is a Uranus card, and then we have God, which is kind of like Leo. So there's a lot of like Leo, like you're not a good follower, and it's not a bad thing. It's just, I don't feel like you're built for that. It causes you a lot of pain. You guys have been fronting like you're more okay than you are, pile number 3. Because you want to bring people together. You don't want people to worry about you. Okay. And also, I don't know if I mentioned this, but this on the Angel of Diet and Nutrition, pay attention to what you eat and drink. You intuitively know what is good for you. And then we also have Goddess of the Sacred Path, let go of logic and trust your intuition. And that was going to lead you to the Angel of Abundance. A steady flow of abundance is about to manifest. I really do get that. I feel like you guys might be at a place where you don't see a way forward. But everything in this pile says that there's a cycle that's about to end. Sorry, I just want one card. And I don't want it to jump at me. Okay, interesting. We've had the Hangman come out in so many piles. So I feel like there's a lot of stagnant energy. I feel like you guys are good when there's nothing you can do in a situation to just like ease into it and make the most of it. I actually like feel like you guys are good coping, you know? You're also such strong leaders in this pile. My goodness. Yeah, you guys have a strong need to just be kind of self-contained. I feel like, yeah, like some of you have really had to compromise yourself in your career for the time being because you've fallen upon hard times. It's not a reflection of who you are. That's kind of the thing. So what else should pile number 3 really know? Going to say about a snapshot for themselves, Spirit. You're going to find your people. People also love and respect you. You guys are full of love. You're gestating something. You're manifesting something new, and maybe there are forces that are at work behind the scenes, and it could be in someone. It could be a female figure in their psyche where they are just subconsciously afraid of your power and they are sabotaging you. And that's why I feel like you got to let this go, because you're just not going to be seen. You're not going to get the recognition that you deserve. You've got to be willing to start out on a new path and build something possibly for yourself. Yeah, because I do feel that there's like some kind of competition, and you would win. Like if everything was fair, like you have the stronger energy. But there's certain opportunities where it just doesn't make sense that you didn't get it, you know? And this is really, there's a conflict and there's a sense of loss that has really worn on your psyche here. And I feel like you guys disagree with leadership wherever you are. be your regal self. Like, stay planted, be your regal self. Maybe even be a little bit withdrawn. Continue to be actually an abundant person like you are, and then trust that things are going to change. That's really what I've got for you guys. And again, like, paying attention to your diet and nutrition, I feel like is important. Yeah. So, sorry, pile number 3. This is real tough. But you guys, you have a lot of strength of spirit that's coming through, and you are actually talented at making things work. Also, you're really good at seeing your own contributions to a situation and having patience and trying to like nurture people through hard times. You guys care a lot about other people. That's really what I'm getting. So that is what I have for you guys, pile number 3. The advice again is just to hold on. Trust that things are going to change. Stay in your beautiful energy. Don't let it dim your shine. Stay regal, stay loving, stay nurturing. Walk away from this conflict. It's not really worth your time. There's somebody here who's going to undercut you because they might not even be conscious that they're doing it. Not that that excuses anything. But I feel like you guys are being put in some kind of like follower role that you're not really comfortable with, and you actually have more insight, knowledge, experience, skills, communication, charisma, and leadership ability that people are just not really allowing you to utilize at this time. So yeah, that's what I have for you guys. I'm so sorry, and I wish you all the best of luck. It is getting ready to change though, because remember, for the god of the underworld, something which no longer serves you is about to end. All right, that's what I have for you guys. Pile number 3. Bye, guys.